Good morning, my beautiful crime family. And it is exactly 3:30 in the morning. So yes, this is not a live. It is a premiere. So, and I doubt I'll be in chat. I might bop in if I'm still awake. Um, Man, I thought I had my hours worked out, and that's a tough thing when you're old. It's not fun getting old, man. I'll tell you what. It's not. There's a big difference between 50 and 60. There's a huge difference between 55 and 60. To me, it was anyway. And actually, there was a big difference between everything happened to me health wise all in like one night. Really, it was bam. And then I just had problems. I've had problems ever since. was on my way home from work. I was a chef out in Fargo, and everything started to double. Like everything was doubled. Like, what I seen, everything, signs, everything was double. So I was kind of freaked out on the way home. And I went in the next day, and and they said I had diabetes, and from that, and within a month from that, I started getting chest pains. I got gout right around that same time. A month later, I started getting chest pains, and so now my problem started. I died for over 6 minutes in 2007. They had to cut my chest and spread them apart, and shred my ribs apart, and massage my heart to bring me back. So yeah, I've been through some shit, man. I shouldn't even be talking about what am I doing? I got some cool things tell you before I get into this what happened in that prison. I'm doing a live tonight, 7 o'clock, and it's we're going to be talking about what's all been going on this past week, and I'll have some guests and stuff and panel, and we're gonna rock and roll, man. We're gonna rock and roll. Crime time chat, rock and roll, yeah. So Thursday night, and then Karen is. Remember, I've been saying that she's going to be having her own show on my channel. She's decided with her and her family that they want to do. She wants to do her own channel. So she's I'm proud of her. She's working hard, and she's like me. She's got health issues, I'm really proud of her, what she's done. And I think her channel is going to be really good. I'll give you the link down below and stuff. I'll have to do it afterwards. But I'll show you her what she's got for intro, and definitely sub her up. I mean, and she's, y'all know her. And yeah, I'm really proud of her. She did her intro on her own, and she went and got a computer instead of just using her phone. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what she can do, because she's really a digger, and she's telling me what she's digging into, and I'll tell you what, it'll be pretty shocking stuff. Definitely sub her up, because there's some stuff coming with Karen. So actually, I'll just do that right now. I'll show you her intro, because it's pretty cool. I really like it. And here we go.
Friday's the deadline for state prosecutors to turn over all investigations.
Oops, I had words. She was asking questions, about StreamYard and stuff. And here I mess up. I told her that's the little things that'll get you, man. I had another channel running in the back there towards the end there. But sorry about that, Karen. But anyway, yeah, it's a pretty good little intro that she's doing there, and she's not quite done with it yet, but it's looking pretty good. And I think your channel is going to be pretty good. So let's get on with the show here. Inmate killed in Idaho. What more can happen in that state? I mean, is it just me, or is it like, it's just like a continuous cycle? It just keeps turning, and I don't know. It's pretty nuts to me. Pretty nuts. Let me show you what's going on here. Yeah, it was a couple of minutes. I ran on camera, so it's double. Okay, here we go.
The members of society should be outraged that someone in state's custody was killed.
The family of Milo Warnock wants answers after he was beaten to death by another inmate at an Idaho prison in December. Idaho State Police is investigating Warnock's death. An ISP spokesman told 7 Investigates earlier this month their investigation was wrapping up and would be forwarded to the Ada County Prosecutor's Office shortly for review. ISP has not returned our calls and emails this week asking about the status of that investigation. And the prosecutor's office says it still hasn't received reports from ISP. As Warnock's family awaits information, they not only blame the man who took his life, but the systems that led to his death.
Milo was a complicated person, but he was highly intelligent. He was known to be a hard worker. He was a kind, compassionate, sensitive person. But Milo struggled with mental illness for most of his adult life. And that's kind of the crux of the story.
A story.
It's left a hole.
Hallie Johnson never expected to end so horrifically.
There's not a day that we don't talk about Milo and what has happened. He is as much in our lives now as he was when he was alive.
The Idaho Department of Corrections says an inmate beat her brother Milo Warnock to death at the Idaho State Correctional Center on December 10th.
He had fractures all over his skull, in the front, in the back, all over. Milo had no defensive wounds on him.
Johnson says it happened in his cell, where he lived with one other man.
It's a dangerous environment.
Milo was sentenced to serve at least 2 years at ISCC in the summer of 2023 after getting his 4th DUI and missing mental health court. Once in prison, Milo was given meds for anxiety and bipolar disorder in the evenings instead of the mornings, which kept him up at night. To change that, prison records show he submitted a paper form in a Dropbox and cheeked his medication in the meantime, storing it away.
He later learned that at the facility where F Block is, they were no longer using the hard copy forms or the Dropbox. They had announced the month previous that you could only make such a request through their online system. You would know that if you had requested a hard copy of the rules and regulations for that facility. You would know that you needed to request that document if you had access to those documents. So in that way, it was a bit like he was set up to fail.
Milo got caught cheeking his meds, and because possessing drugs or alcohol in the prison is against the rules, correctional officers gave him a disciplinary offense and sent him to high security close custody. There, he spent almost 23 hours a day with his cellmate. An IDOC public information officer explained close custody typically houses inmates who've escaped, have serious disciplinary history, or did something dangerous in prison. In messages to family, Milo complained about his cellmate, saying the man got into fights with other inmates, was an addict, and had mental illness.
I see both individuals, Milo's cellmate and Milo, as people who needed help. It was a dangerous situation to put two people with mental health needs in a cell together for 23 hours a day.
Idaho State Police hasn't publicly said if his cellmate killed him, and the Ada County Prosecutor's Office hasn't filed charges.
Inmates and MACs do not have access to education, mentorship, or chapel. And so you take the most troubled people of society and you strip away anything that might make them better. I'm upset that he was in the state's care at the prison, where I should have felt like, yeah, this is it's not a resort, it's not a great place to be. But I, as a sister, should be like, he's gonna come out. And when he comes out, we are gonna rally behind him and get him set back up on his feet.
In the wake of Milo's death, the second beating death at an IDOC facility last year, the Warnocks are not only seeking answers, they're calling for changes to Idaho's prison system.
I don't know if these men needed to be housed in single cell situations. I know that there's overcrowding at the prison. I think there should be a distinction between offenders who have been violent, either as the crime that got them to prison, or if there's a history of violence within the prison walls.
The family would like to see resources like education for people in close custody, more subjectivity with inmates' violations, and deeper consideration for who inmates are housed with.
It's such an odd thing to have stronger feelings about the system that got my brother there than I have about the person who killed him.
But they say the story doesn't end with IDOC.
What does justice and accountability look like for you and your family after Milo's death?
I would like to know that our judges act with a bit more compassion and mercy. Perhaps we need to invest in training about mental illness and what it means and how to better address those issues. I don't know that there really is justice for Milo. There's not going to be anything that makes me feel better. But if there's some change that comes about so that there's not another Milo, that could be enough.
Morgan Romero, Idaho's News Channel 7.
Back in December, IDOC said they moved the suspect to administrative segregation, but they wouldn't say who that suspect was. In a statement they sent us last week, the department said, quote, "We appreciate that Mr. Warnock's family wants answers, and so do we. It would be inappropriate for us to comment before the facts are fully investigated and made known." They went on to say the investigation is essential to bring Mr. Warnock's killer to justice.
Yeah, it's like, that's just crazy, you know. You know, when my son Joe was murdered, and it was 5 security guards at a palace, at a casino, and when it was all said and done, you know, the only really good thing that came out of it all is that it forced their hand into making changes into the training of the security guards. And I think it has made a difference in the casinos, the native run casinos especially. They have changed the way they train, and all because of Joe. So, I mean, things can be done, you know, I mean, you know, I hate to say it because, you know, sometimes it's in life, this is what happens for people to learn, you know. But it's like how many times and how far does it have to go before, you know what I mean? And I mean, that's the second time this year in Idaho. You know, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be like that. I mean, I don't hear of that happening too often. I mean, we hear about it, right? But twice in a year, Oh boy, yeah, Idaho. That place. I don't know. It's always kind of had a rep for other things, and it's getting worse. I think. I mean, what can somebody do to change the way that place is? I guess I'm just going to stay away. That's what I'm going to do. And the thing is, I've been through there, and I've been through Moscow. Actually, I've been back in 1990, and it's beautiful out there. It's like totally beautiful place. I just think they need to train better, train their police departments better, and their guards, the prison guards. I knew a prison guard when I was selling cars down in the Twin Cities, and he told me some wild, crazy shit, man. I mean, really wild stuff. What the guards would do and stuff, So I know shit happens, but they're not allowing it, but in a way they are, because there's got to be something that they're not doing right, beaten to death. The guards couldn't get there quick enough, or you know what I mean? Something isn't not making sense. It's like with Joe's death, it didn't make sense. It was uncalled for, and But anyway, I thought I would share that, what's going on there. Again, let me, I can't. I don't think I can do that yet. No, I can't. The Relentless for Answers, Karen's channel. Make sure you go. So I think it's going to be a really good channel. So, and it's good to support friends, right? Yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd run that and let you know what's going on there. And, there isn't really much going on until the 28th in this case. So I just don't want to sound repetitious, because I go in and I watch channels and it's just the same thing over and over, and they're digging and they're scrapping for every little thing they can think of. And sometimes you just got to go, stop. But I'll be digging back into it, and tonight we'll be digging back into it. So yeah, I have a show tonight. It's just going to be like, how I am. Once a week, I like to go and run a live and sometimes panel, and just have some fun and look at some videos that's been ran throughout the week, and talk about things. And there's some things that we can talk about. There's no doubt about it. And so yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Yeah. Anyway, until next time, people, rock and roll.
wrote this song 5 years ago, hoping for peace in the north of Ireland. And things are looking better than ever. So let's hope for peace for Christmas.